This keeps getting crazier as the Alex Caruso, Josh Giddey trade saga is still going on to this day. We're almost a year from when the trade happened, but yet people still want to talk about bringing it up. Did Oklahoma City lose the trade? Did Chicago win the trade? Who won the trade? Was it a win-win scenario? What is happening with this trade that almost happened a year ago? It's been that long, but yet people still want to talk about it in the Thunder community, in the Bulls community, even though the Thunder are on pace to potentially win 70 games this season. They're definitely getting 60 if they're not already there, okay? It's just one of those things where people want to talk about it and bring up drama. So I am bringing a close to this saga of Josh Giddey, Alex Caruso. Is it a win-win trade? Did the Thunder win? Did the Bulls lose? Did the Bulls win? Did the Thunder lose? I am bringing it to a close with this video so we can finally stop talking about it and get on and realize, hey, maybe it's a win-win. So I'm going to break down the stats, what's going on, what Caruso brings to the team, why Giddey's succeeding so well in Chicago, and why he wasn't in Oklahoma City last season. We're going to break all that down here in Thunder Digest today. Before we get into all that, though, quick moment to recognize that around 60% of you guys that are watching these videos and come back on a regular basis are not yet subscribed to the channel. Just got to say, if you want to support the channel, don't know how, or if you're coming back on a regular basis and you're not subscribed to the channel, all the best way to, support this channel is just by hitting that subscribe button. It's quick, free, simple to do, and it keeps you up to date when a new video drops here at Thunder Digest, so you can get all your daily Oklahoma City Thunder news, rumors, reports, and my personal opinions and takes as well, all right? With that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into talking about it a little bit, and I know this has been something we've discussed for a long time here on the channel. It's been something the entire media world surrounding the Thunder and Bulls and, all of Australia as well talk about. It's one of those things where it's like, did OKC lose this trade? Were they not maximizing Josh Giddey enough? Did they just not know how to use him? Is Alex Caruso just, finally regressing? Is he injury prone? All this stuff going on surrounding the two players. Alex Caruso isn't injury prone. The Thunder didn't, they knew how to use Josh Giddey. They just didn't have the means to use him correctly. All this is true, okay? But with Josh Giddey's recent performance here over his last 10 games, let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Over his last 10 games, here are some stat lines for you guys, all right? 15 points, 17 assists. He also had 15 rebounds and then 8 steals in a win over the Lakers. Almost a quadruple-double, the first time this stat line has ever happened in NBA history. So yes, that's a great game. And he has had some fantastic games over his last 10. A 24-8-10 game, 25-16-6, 21-8-12, near triple-doubles every single time, if not a triple-double. Look at this, 26-10-12 right there. We all knew he had this potential. We all knew he could play like this. All right. All these stat lines, yes. Was there a chance it could happen in Oklahoma City? Possibly. Not likely, though. Not likely. The reason being, Josh Giddey needs to handle the ball. He needs to be the one initiating the offense. The problem with that in Oklahoma City is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander needs to initiate the offense if he wants to be successful. That's why. You're telling me you'd rather have Josh Giddey manning the offense than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's an MVP candidate? No, you're not going to do that. So what Oklahoma City did was they offered him like, hey, you can come off the bench and still play the same role for us and everything. Just you're not going to be getting as many minutes and you wouldn't be a starter, but we do think this would maximize you on this squad. And he said, look, at this point in my career, I'm a starter, and I don't blame him. He is a starter at this point in his career. Okay, he 100% is, and he found that in Chicago and Oklahoma City, got Alex Caruso in return. There's also some other things right here. Boom. People are still talking about it. In June 2024, the Thunder traded Josh Giddey to the Bulls in exchange for Alex Caruso. Here's how their season stats check up against each other. Did Chicago fleece OKC, or was this a win-win trade? And we can go ahead and look at the stats right now if you guys want to. All right. Look, the stats don't tell the whole story, but they do tell somewhat a part of it. Josh Giddey, he's averaging 14 points, almost 8 rebounds, 7 assists a game right now. Really good numbers right there for a point guard. He's very, like a traditional point guard role. He reminds me, I don't want to say he is an exact carbon copy of Magic Johnson. I am not saying that, okay? So before you guys start these rumors and everything that I said this, I'm not saying he is. But These are, numbers that you would see from guys like Magic Johnson when they play because of their build and play style. They have the same kind of build and same kind of play style. Josh Giddey isn't as athletic or fast as Magic Johnson was, but they play similar styles. Averaging half a block a game, steal per game. His defense definitely has improved this season. I will say that. He's also shooting better, 46% from the field, 38% from three. All right. He's shooting better. He definitely has improved. He's still young. He can develop and pan out. Now let's look at Alex Caruso's stats. All right. 7 points a game, almost 3 rebounds a game, 2 assists a game, half a block a game, 1.7 steals, not averaging a turnover, less than 2 fouls, 44% from the field and 35% from three. All right. 6'5", older side, veteran. Kind of needed a veteran, though, on the squad when you look at it. So looking at the stats, you would think, yes, Josh Giddey is having a better season. And the stats don't lie, all right? He might be having a little bit better of a season. The difference is, Josh Giddey is a starter. Alex Caruso has started a total of 2 games this season. Started in the previous game against the Clippers. Yes, that was his second start this season. He's been coming off the bench, limited minutes, all right? This was the first time this season Alex Caruso played more than 30 minutes in a game this year, all right? Or Alex Caruso, yeah. First time he's played more than 30 minutes a game against the Clippers because the Thunder were injured. They were missing J-Dub and Chet. All right, they were missing some guys. So Caruso stepped up and he played very, very well, okay? Yet people still want to continuously talk about, who won, who lost this trade, all right? Another thing right here. Remember the Chicago OKC trade where the general sentiment was that Josh Giddey's a non-asset. Who said Josh Giddey was a non-asset? Whoever said that? He was an asset if you used him correctly. Oklahoma City in the starting lineup, they just couldn't use him correctly. But there's something ingenious about calling a 6'8", 22-year-old with this skill set a non-asset. Once again, who said this? Who said he was a non-asset? I didn't say that. Days like today where he dropped 15, 10, 17, and 8, not a typo, show why. And like I said, he is a great player. I wish him nothing but the best. I'm glad Josh is finally breaking out here and showing the whole NBA world why he was drafted 6th overall in the lottery. All right? I'm finally glad he's showing this and everything, but it doesn't always have to be a win-win, like a win-lose trade. It can be a win-win, and it's a win-win for both squads when you look at it, okay? Alex Caruso has been balling when you look at what he's done, okay? Alex Caruso in the fourth quarter yesterday had 8 points, a rebound, an assist, and a steal there. Shot perfect from the field. Perfect. He was phenomenal last night. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. That is a beautiful stat line from a role player, okay? And he's not going to, usually get 14 points because that's not what the team needs him for. They need him for defense that generates into offense for other guys. That's what they need. That's why this team has been so successful this season. Because guys like him, Wallace, and Dort have been playing fantastic defense all year, which has turned into easy points on the other end for the Thunder. It's why they have the league's best defensive rating, one of the best defensive ratings of all time, and the second best net rating in league history. That's why. Okay, because of the defense of mindset Caruso brings to the squad, helping develop guys like Cason Wallace, which I think has been understated. Cason Wallace has become a much better player, and I think some of that is playing alongside guys like Dort and Caruso and learning from them, and also guarding guys like Shai and Jalen Williams in practice. Joel Lindsay, in his recent article, had a great example of this, all right? He called this the Bermuda Triangle when he leaded it off. Down a couple stars, Daigneault figured it was a good night to look at the trio of Caruso, Dort, and Wallace. They started together alongside SJ and Isaiah Hartenstein. They closed the game together, too. It was OKC's most efficient lineup. In 1703, those fives were a plus 10 with a net rating of 23.8, 108.6 offensive rating, and look at this, an 84.8 defensive rating. That is absurd to look at. In general, lineups featuring just 2 of the 3 have been productive. 1 of them starts a crowd, 2 of them a party, yada yada. Their sample together isn't large, nor does it hold as positive a net as what it looks like when only 2 of them have shared the lineup. As you can see, you only need 2 of Wallace, Dort, and Caruso out on the court together, and you have a defensive monster out there. This whole defense, all right, this whole team has great defenders all over it, but those 3 headline it. You have a former first all-defensive team player, all right, second team as well, Cason Wallace, who should get a defensive team nomination this year, Lou Dort, who should be in the runnings for defensive player of the year and should be on the first team as well, not to mention Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, who won't qualify, Isaiah Hartenstein, who won't qualify, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's one of the best two-way players in the NBA and the best player in the NBA, All these guys. Aaron Wiggins has gotten better on defense. You have Kenrich Williams, who's a good small ball center. Jay Will, who takes insane charges. This whole team is stacked with defensive talent. And that's why they've been so successful. Alex Caruso just finished that off, so there wasn't any hole teams could attack anymore on the Oklahoma City Thunder like they had with Josh Giddey. Now, not saying Josh Giddey's a problem. He can't play defense. He has gotten better, defensively and shooting-wise. But would this have happened in Oklahoma City? Probably not, unless he was fine coming off the bench. All right, and he clearly wasn't, so we traded him to get someone that would fit our mindset and be fine with his role. That's what happened. So it's a win-win trade. So I'm tired of this. Stop with the speculation of Oklahoma City lost the trade because Caruso's only averaging 7 points a game, whereas Giddey's averaging 14. Stats don't tell the whole story. You got to watch the games and see how they play and see how they've changed everything for the Thunder. The Thunder won more games this season, and they aren't even done playing yet. There's still like 10 games left in the season with Alex Caruso than they won with Josh Giddey. All right? That should tell the story right there. That's all I got. Let me know what you guys personally think. Do you still think the Thunder somehow lost this trade or the Bulls lost this trade? Or do you agree with me? We can finally put this to rest and say it was a win-win trade because it's almost been a year and we got to get over it and stop with it. That's all I got for this video. See you guys in the next one.